We are now going to put up two really cool, trendy pots. Outside pots. One's going to be lovely with like colour pops of blues and silvers, and another one's going to be full of outdoor succulents.
That's right. So container number one is going to be the height of fashion because blues, mauves, silvers have been tipped as being the colours for next season 2020. So we're going to start up by making a colour container complete with those blues, silvers. We're even using a blue container here today, aren't we, as well?
With our blue and silver clothes on.
We've even dressed for the occasion. So what we're going to do, this is your pot that you're going to plant up, Ellen.
This is my pot.
So how are we going to do that?
Well, first things first, of course, we need drainage holes. So there are drainage holes already in this pot. They're there, good to go. You can put some grit in the bottom of your pots if you like before you put your soil in, can't you? Some people use those packaging chips as well.
Okay.
That's pretty cool, good way to recycle stuff. But anyway, or some crocks in the bottom, you don't have to. You can also place it up on feet in wintertime.
Because without drainage, you're going to get waterlogging at the bottom.
And it's not good.
And none of these plants like wet feet.
No.
Hardly any plants like to have wet feet.
They'll rot away. So drainage is so important. So we're going to fill it up with our compost.
We are.
A good quality multi-purpose compost, preferably peat-free as well. So we're going to fill the pot probably about 2/3 full before we start putting our plants in.
Absolutely, and it always really gives you the benefit to invest the most you can in a good compost because it will retain that moisture that much more and also have the nutrients that your plants need to start off as well.
Yeah.
This is going to be our container mix, which is the height of fashion. So this is blues, silvers, and those kind of more subdued colours that are kind of a real nice pastel,
Love
kind
them.
of blue and purple mixes too. So what we've got here first of all is a salvia farinaceae, which is kind of like an annual type salvia. So what we're actually creating here is like a short-term container. So we don't want this to look good for like 4 or 5 months of the year.
Absolutely.
We're just looking for 4 to 5 weeks of colour. This is like living flower arranging.
Yeah, I believe this is Sally Fun. Salvia Sally Fun. And it does look quite fun.
It is.
Does it have that salvia smell? It smells a bit like sweets.
It does a bit. It's kind
Smells
of like,
sweet.
Yeah. I'm
quite
not
nice.
sure I'd buy that candle.
I like it.
So next up, because we're looking at a kind of like a late summer container here, but we're doing it as a kind of very kind of current mixture. So next we're dealing with some cyclamens. And again, cyclamens like to be a little bit on the dry side. So we're planting a few plants in here that don't like to be that wet. So it's actually slightly lower maintenance as well.
Yeah, fabulous. That's really lovely. I love the pinks with the blues, really pretty.
Yeah, so you've got silver, a little bit of pink, a little bit of blue. It's all going on here.
Really nice. Love that. I love cyclamens and of course like the reds and everything as well that you can have, but this colour scheme's gorgeous.
So next up we've got a real blue here. We've got FESTUCA GLAUCA.
This reminds me of Christmas.
Yeah? Why?
Well, because the colours, like I know this like late summer, but you get those kind of silvery blues at Christmas time. It reminds me of that.
It's almost a Christmas decoration. But these are really great plants because they're just little clump forming plants. They've got this nice steely blue colour to the leaves, and in the summer they often give you a little golden flower as well. So we're going to pop those into our container, which is kind of like a bleached coral theme. So it's very kind of aquamarine we could call this, couldn't we?
What have we got next? These are gorgeous. I love these.
So this is CALOCEPHALUS, which has only just become popular as a kind of bedding filler. Like when I was a kid, we only had the choice as a filler of things like Bacopa, Bidens, Nepeta, the trailing one.
Yeah.
And those things, like to me, they look a bit passé now. We've got a lot more choices that we can use alongside those as well. So this is CALOCEPHALUS.
It's silvery. See what I mean when I said like Christmassy?
It looks like coral itself.
It does look a bit like coral. Yeah. It's Christmassy.
Really nice look. But I believe in really packing plants into containers, so kind of filling all of those spaces because this is living flower arranging. We only want this container to look good for perhaps 4 to 5 weeks. So it's a very different style of planting where you can change it up from time to time.
Yeah, love that.
That's nice. I love the way you've done the kind of circular look here.
Yeah, I kind of figured I'd put the bigger, taller one in the middle,
it's really symmetrical. I like that style.
That's my style, gardening, I think, as well. I always try to go a little bit out of the box and do things not so formal or symmetrical, but always end up being symmetrical anyway. So.
That's cute. So we've got a couple of ECHEVERIAs here. Now these wouldn't be hardy over the winter, so these are great for our short-term container that we're making here today. And we've got 2 different varieties, slightly different looks, but again, that silvery blue, steely appearance
Look at that. And that's fabulous, isn't
I know,
it?
it's about to flower, but the flower is going to be a bit off off topic because it's probably going to be a bit of an orange and yellow flower.
Ah, I
It's
don't
gonna
mind a
ruin our
colour clash.
container, no?
I love a colour clash.
I might cut it off.
No, you will not. There's nothing like a little colour pop. Why not?
And then we've got another Echeveria here. So remember, these like really, really good drainage. That's why it's great that we've created drainage at the bottom and we've used a good free draining compost as well.
Absolutely, and don't forget that going forward, if you're keeping your plants in containers, you're going to need to feed them, you're going to need to water them, especially in the summertime. Containers dry out so quickly.
And
so
rainfall doesn't always get into the container because look at all that canopy of foliage, so you need to water them just through the side, or even better, from the bottom through a saucer, then the container takes up just what it needs as well.
Exactly, and if you are growing perennials and you're keeping your pot as it is, you need to feed it with a really good plant food as well. So yeah, there we go, look at that.
That's perfect. Well,
what do you think?
There's one I planted earlier. How do we compare? So look, this is Ellen's all the way around, but with mine, don't look at the back.
It looks lovely.
Built for that way.
It looks lovely.
I know, and I love that it's a little bit different to normal. Usually you'd be planting into a kind of traditional terracotta coloured container.
Yeah.
But here, these coloured containers, you may have seen them in the DIY store before and thought, I don't know if they're for me. But when you choose the right plants, look at the effect you can get.
Yeah, it looks fabulous, doesn't it?
Beautiful.
Good work.